Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So here we'll be focused on exclusively on the English grammar, punctuation and spelling test. Okay, this is all the way back in 2017. So guys, without further ado, I'm just gonna go through the paper, do a complete walkthrough and try and break down every single question as we go. So without further ado, let's go. So one thing to note is that for multiple choice answers, just tick the box or cross the box as long as it's clear. And for short answers, keep it very simple. Technically, we have 45 minutes to do this, but I'm going to try it faster and make it short and sweet. So let's have a look. Question 1. So take the sentence that must end with a question mark. Okay, so just to recall, for those who don't know, a question mark is, of course, well, a question mark. So something that sounds like a question. Now, let's read the statements. Why he went there was a mystery. Nope, this doesn't sound like a question. What he thinks about the problem is anyone's. So this is more like a line of thought, so nope. When are your cars expected to arrive? Yep, it sounds like a question. How they would get to the match was unclear. So again, this one sounds a bit like the first 2 points. So the only correct answer is insert a semicolon. So just a quick note, a semicolon is used to separate key ideas in a sentence or two or more major clauses. Okay, so two separate ideas. Let's have a look. Come and see me tomorrow. I will not have time to see you today. So this sounds like two independent clauses. So clearly it should be here. Two separate clauses. Number 3. Which sentence uses capital S correctly? So quick note. Places, names in particular should have capital S. So straight away, Manchester is a place. So this is wrong. We went, and it should be in the beginning sentence. So this is wrong. So we went to Manchester for Kajal and Jamal's party. This actually looks best. You got all the right places. We went to Manchester for Kajal and Jamal's party. This isn't a proper noun, so this is false. So again, this is the only correct option. Now, number 4, guys, the prefix. So the prefix is just adding a specific word to the beginning of a word to make it a different kind of word. So for example, the prefix miss can be added to the word read or read to make the word misread or misread. So what does this word actually mean? So for those who know, misreading is reading something wrongly or incorrectly. That's it. Part 5. Which verb form completes the sentence? So after Disha is collecting her medal, that sounds a bit weird. Had collected a medal, sounds correct because it's already happened. Has collected, possibly was collecting, she gave a television interview. So in this case, we just need to think about something that's already happened. So is collecting is out of the picture because it's the present. Had collected is a very good choice. Could be this. Has collected her medal. Sounds very wrong. And after Disha was collecting her medal, so this is again past perfect or so. So the only correct answer would be had collected because this is following straight afterward. Number 6. Circle the correct verb form in each of the underlined pair to complete the sentences below. Alright, so in this case we need to pick was or were. So we need to check specifically what happens afterwards, yeah? The last place I saw Jack and Gwen was in the playground, or were in the playground. So were sounds really off. We're talking about a single place, so was. Okay? At the museum, there was many interesting exhibits. Nope. There were many interesting exhibits. Yes, because we're talking about a plural of many. Now, how about this one? The bikes was lined up for the start of the race, or the bikes were lined up for the start of the race. So again, this is a plural, so it must be were. Now, number 7, let's have a look here. Tick the option that correctly completes the sentence below. Okay, so this is about the Olympics, I really enjoy the Olympics. So, let's have a look. In 1998, snowboarding became an official. Nope, you can't have a comma right after that. You can't separate it as if it's a list, so that's wrong. In 1998, snowboarding, nope. No, definitely wrong. So in 1998, so that's perfect. Always should be after the immediate point. Okay, guys, question 8. So which sentence is punctuated correctly? Okay, so we're looking at commas at the right place, so let's check it out. So Joe went upstairs, turned on his computer, took out his homework and started. So there should be a comma after here because it seems to be him doing a few things. Okay, so this one's obviously wrong. Oops. So how about number 2? So Joe went upstairs. Nope, there should be a comma there because you're making a list of points. Joe went. Nope. So this one has to be right. Joe went upstairs 1, turned on his computer 2, took out his homework and started. Like a good boy. That's nice. So this is the right one. Now let's look at number 9. What is the word class of the underlined word in the sentence below? The alarm rang and Jamal immediately jumped out of bed. Ooh. So any word that ends usually in ly is known as an adverb. Okay, so this is something we should know mentally. So this is the only right answer. Okay. Tick one box to show the correct place for a colon in the sentence below. Usually a colon is safe to put when there's a list or a major point. So let's have a read. So Tom needed to think, so there's no point, definitely wouldn't be there, to think carefully about his homework. It looked very difficult. Tom needed to think carefully about his homework. So pause. It looked very difficult. So colon should be here. So yes, this is the only correct place. 11. What is the word class of the underlined words in the sentence below? Now let's check this out. The girl brought a sandwich and an apple to eat for lunch. So these key words, the, a, and an, usually it could be one or two things. Articles, describing, making clear the proper noun or the noun in front of it, or something known as determiners. This specifies what we're looking at specifically. So just to be clear, this definitely is an adjective because you know that's a describing word. This needs to have the ly. So even if you don't know what this was, you can kind of clear it out. And it's not a noun. So the only possible answer is determiner. Sometimes it's best to just do elimination if you're not sure. So 12. Which sentence is punctuated correctly? The man grabbed his coat. It looked cold and windy outside. That looks pretty okay. The man grabbed his coat. It looked cold, so you can't put a dash there. The man grabbed his coat. It looked cold and windy outside. Nah, that just sounds a bit awkward. The man grabbed his coat. It looked. That's already awkward. So this is the right answer. Okay, number 13. So which sentence uses the word round as an adjective? So describing, okay? Let's have a look. So the dog ran round in circles. Nope, you're not describing the circle, so that's wrong. You're not describing the applause. The castle had a round tower, so the tower itself was round. So this is an adjective describing the word. The team has already made the final round. Nope, this is something entirely different. That's just a position. 14. Which sentence is punctuated correctly? Ooh. So the town is 10 miles or 16 kilometers away. Yeah, that looks cool because when we use stuff in brackets, it usually to indicate what this also means for other people reading it. This is more used for metric users. And whilst we use imperial units in the UK, other people in the world use metric. So they wouldn't understand 10 miles, but they will understand 16 kilometers. So this seems okay. The town is 10 miles, 16 kilometers away. No, that just sounds wrong because we don't know how far it was. Nope, this is wrong because you just stayed 16 what? The town is 10 miles, bracket 16 kilometers away. That's identical. So this is the only right answer. Yeah, they're the same, aren't they? Now, 15. Which sentence uses capital letters correctly? So again, with these kind of questions, proper nouns or in this case, English, yeah, that's correct. So we just have to look. So we are going to see a play, so this is not a proper noun, by Shakespeare. There is a new doctor at the local hospital. So it should be a small d, because doctor would indicate his name or something proper. There is a class visit to the museum next week. Nope, it can't be like that. He is trying to swim the English Channel. This is a proper noun, because this is a place. So yeah, straightforward. Right, number 16. So let's complete the sentence with an appropriate subordinating conjunction. Now these are just one of those words that have because or since and so on, which is just used to complete one's line of thought. For example, Tracy decided to walk. Why? Because it was a lovely day. So that's usually the kind of words we require for these kind of problems. Just find something that completes the sentence. Now moving on. Which sentence is an exclamation? Well, exclamation, so all sentences require this firstly. But let's have a look. So, what time did the sun set last night? Sounds like a question to me. She said the sunset was particularly beautiful. Oh, that sounds more like a statement there, but that's quite nice. What a spectacular sunset. So you're really describing. So this is like wow in your face. So this is definitely an exclamation. The sunsets are lovely at this time of the year. So just like the second one, a statement. So it has to be this option. Which sentence uses the word book as a verb? Let's check it out. So book as a verb will be something, to book or booking, or suppose booking a flight or booking a match. Let's have a look. We decided to book tickets for the football match. That was definitely a verb there. Aaron wrote a book review. So this is actually not a verb. The scientist's ideas are explaining in his latest book. That's more of a noun. Book club, and that's definitely wrong. So it's to book tickets. The verb is to book. Number 19. Insert a pair of commas in the correct place in the sentence below. Right, so let's just take our time with this one. I enjoy sitting in my bedroom, even though it is quite small, and listening to music. So, usually when you put a comma, it's to take a pause in the sentence. So let's have a read one more time. So I enjoy sitting in my bedroom. Pause. Even though it is quite small. Pause, and then listening to music. So that should be okay. Now 20. Replace the underlying words or words in the sentence below with the correct pronouns, i.e., such as pronouns are words such as he, it, she, and so on. Let's have a look. For his 9th birthday, James visited his grandparents, and his grandparents took James to the cinema. So we could say, so James visited his grandparents, and they, referring to both of them, took him, James, that is, to the cinema. Now, which sentence is punctuated correctly? So guys, let's just take our time and breathe here. So Abdul called out, "Would you come and help me?" Ooh, so one problem is that this must be a capital letter. Every time you use speech marks, the first word is always capital. So that's wrong. So this is a question as well. So the question mark is correct. Abdul called out. There's no comma, that's wrong. Abdul called out. So far good. Capital letter good. Will you come out and help me? Question. Oh, so close. If this was only inside. So wrong. Abdul called out. Will you come and help me? C. Of course I will. So the key idea is that the question mark should be inside the question, and the speech must goes outside. Capital letter and comma outside next to the word said or called out or the response. Now 22. Which sentence is the most formal? Okay, let's check this one out. So, your presence is requested at the wedding of our daughter, my dear. That sounds really formal to me. I'm just going to go ahead and take it for now. You would like to come to our daughter's wedding, wouldn't you? That's something you say to a friend. We'd love you to join us for our daughter's wedding. That sounds almost formal, actually, but not quite enough. Since the word presence and requested is not something you say in everyday speech. So this is not everyday speech or something you speak to your employer with. Even this, you wouldn't say that. Our daughter is getting married. Please come. Now, this is something we say to a friend as well, so definitely not. Right, question 23. Which underlying group of words is a subordinate clause? So, first thing, two things to know. A subordinate clause, like all clauses, has a subject and a verb. Now, unlike other clauses, like a main clause, it cannot stand on its own. So, it needs a complete sentence. Let's check it out. So, if you want to, you can walk with us. You can walk with us. That's pretty okay, but this is, unfortunately, it can stand on its own, so this doesn't count. This is the best fishing spot we have found. Nope, I don't see a verb there. We can change places when the bell rings. So actually, when you say when the bell rings, that's just a half thought. So technically, you have a verb here, when the bell rings, and you got the subject, what's going on. So technically, we can change places. So yes, this would be it. This would be a typical example of a subordinate clause. Let's move on. We can read the last one, but it's definitely wrong. Number 24. Circle the two words that are antonyms. So antonyms are two anti-words that have totally opposite meanings. like the word good, and the opposite of good is bad. This is the best example we can find. So let's have a look at the sentence below. So what looked like a worthless collection, so worthless, the opposite of it would be something that's worth a lot or something valuable, of rusty metal turned out to include ancient coins and valuable jewelry. So these two are antonyms because one's worthless and one is valuable. They are completely opposite. Alright, next one, number 25. So tick one box in each row to show whether the apostrophe is used for contracted form or possession. Now let's have a read and then we'll think about this. So sentence, where is Karen's pen? Joshua's hungry. Please get the dog's dinner, the cat's outside. So firstly, this one, where is the Karen's pen? This was actually a possession because we're looking for Karen's pen. The pen belongs to Karen. Same thing with the third one. Please get the dog's dinner. The dinner belongs to the dog. As for these two, Joshua's hungry. This is contracted from Joshua is hungry. So it's a contracted form. The cat's outside. The cat is outside. So contracted. Not bad. Okay, question 26. Which sentence contains a relative clause? Ooh, so a new one. So one thing to know about relative is as every other clause, again, it has a subject and a verb. However, the word now for the relative, it must have a relative pronoun such as who, whom, which, and so on. So just scan these kind of typical words. Okay, so let's have a look. The boy who, so this could be a relative clause. This is relative. The team is going to play a match. Nope, so this is off the grid. Sue said that she wanted to learn to play the drums. Off. Whenever they have time, they like to go cycling. Off. So without even knowing everything, as long as you spot keyword who in an example, you can cross out the rest. So this is definitely the one. Which sentence is a statement? So firstly, observe which ones are questions and exclamations. Ignore them, and if there's a command, ignore that too. So something that isn't an instruction or a question or an exclamation. So let's have a look. You can copy the pattern from a book. Okay, so this one is not actually a command. It's more of a statement. So this would actually be the right answer. Be careful when you use the glue. So this one's telling you what to do. So it's actually a command here. Okay, so this is off. Do you use glitter to decorate edges? A question. Do not touch the paint until it is dry. So again, another command. So the first one is the right answer. Number 28, guys. Let's go. Insert full stops and capital letters in the passage below so it is punctuated correctly. Ooh, so very generous question. And as always, capital letters start at the beginning of a sentence and after a full stop. Let's go. So Declan has always been fascinated by animals he has read. Many books about exotic creatures, jellyfish interest him the most and he would like to study them when he's older. Oh boy, that was a lot to read. So you know what, I'm going to put a full stop here because this is the end of a sentence and it needs one. Now it looks to me that we need to take a couple breaks. Let's try again. So Declan has always been fascinated by animals. Full stop. This is already a breather. Just to change the subject. He has read many books about exotic creatures. Sounds like a full stop to me. Jellyfish interest him the most and he would like to study them when he is older. Full stop. And that's it. So always think about where the break should be. Okay? Next one, 29. Insert a pair of commas in the correct place in the sentence below. Right. Let's have a read. Jenna, a very gifted singer, won the talent competition that was held in her local theatre. So it looks to me like we should consider where it should be here. I believe it should be after Jenna because here we're trying to give a brief description of who she is. So Jenna, a very gifted singer, break, won the talent competition that was held in her local theatre. So always consider putting commas around the break. So this is pretty much a little short description of her. Jenna, a very gifted singer, won the talent competition that was held in her local theatre. Okay, next one, 30. Rewrite the verbs in the boxes to complete the sentences with the correct choice of tense. Alright, so here we're looking to change it to present, past, or future. Well, let's see how it goes. Right. So the visitors left after they finished their coffee. So this should be finished or had finished. Both work fine. After they finished their coffee or had finished. Joe usually wakes up early. Okay, it has to be wakes up. It can't be waked because that already happened. So this is continuously, and this is a continuous present. Joe usually, and this is the everyday situation, wakes up early. Yep, and that's it. Number 31, write a command which could be the first step in the instructions for making a sandwich. Remember to punctuate your answer correctly. So over here, they're pretty much asking us to create an instruction. That's pretty much what a command is. For example, the solution would say, take the bread out of a cupboard. For us, let's have a look. So how would you make a sandwich? Well, first things first. Take out the cheese. Take out the cheese. And yeah, I think this is just enough. So this is the first step. So take out the cheese or take out the bread. Anything works. It depends how you guys prepare it. Usually I take out bread first, but totally up to you. So take out the bread. Okay, 32. Label each of the clauses in sentence below as either the main or subordinate clause using M or S. Now, key differences. Main clause is a part of a sentence, or at least a complete sentence on its own right with a verb and a subject. And subordinate actually depends on the main clause itself. So we need to firstly determine which one is the main, and then the other one will be the subordinate. So let's have a look. When the bell rang, we dashed into the playground. If we ignored when the bell rang, we could just say we dashed into the playground. That sounds okay. If we ignore this sentence, when the bell rang, okay, so what? So this is the case where it's a subordinate because it depends on whether we went to the playground or not. So this would have to be the main and this would have to be the subordinate. And we started a game of football. So you could ignore everything, just say we started a game of football. That is the main clause. So that's a sentence you can hold in its own. That's all. Now, 33. Circle the conjunction in each sentence. So conjunction is like when or those. It's all these words that connect to the next one. So let's see what we have here. We like to eat popcorn when we go to the cinema. So, yep. When. Although my sister likes salty popcorn, so that counts, I prefer sweet popcorn. My brother doesn't like popcorn at all, so here's a conjunction. He buys sweets instead. Okay, number 34. Which two sentences contain a preposition? So if you're not sure what preposition is, it's simply the position before something happens. For example, example prepositions are simply like you're in somewhere, or you're at, or you're on, or you're around. This is a position you're at, a preposition. So let's have a look at each example. He walked really quickly, so doesn't really tell us where he's at, so nope. The horse munched his hay happily, good for you, doesn't tell you where you are. She ran around the gaze field, so this is a type of position or preposition. The old man walked past the door. Again, preposition. So there's two prepositions here, around and past. I don't know why I crossed that. Now, 35. What is the subject of the sentence below? On Tuesday, Mary plans to meet Aiden in Liverpool. So let's see who the subject is the key person, or at least the key objective, or the key spokesman. In this case, Mary is the subject. She wants to meet the object. So Mary is the subject. Okay, 35. Insert a comma and a dash. And a dash looks a bit like this in the correct places in the sentence below. Now, before we get on to putting commas first, let's talk about dash. The way I think of a dash is to really use it to really show emphasis. Okay, it kind of works like a colon, the one with two dots, but instead it is used to really put out it, like as in you're very proud of the achievement, or at least the statement is very proud of it. Anyway, let's have a look at the example. Before we leave school, let's take a break there, so comma is necessary. Our class wants to start a vegetable garden, the first in our school's history. So this is literally where you should put the dash. This pretty much emphasize how amazing or how impressive it is, because it's the first time. So you wouldn't want to put a colon, you would want to put a dash. All right, 37. Circle the relative pronoun, okay, keyword, in the sentence below. A relative pronoun is kind of like words that include which or who or whom. that pretty much introduces the relative clause, which involves these kind of words. For example, the sentence below, the mountain which could be seen in distance has snow on top of it, which is pretty much the relative pronoun here, introducing the relative clause, the dependent clause. Yeah, I hope that helps, guys. 38. Complete the sentence below with the simple past tense of the verbs in the boxes. Ooh, this is a fun one. So usually I just add in ed at the word or something similar. So using the verb to play, I played netball because that was the past, and it's just a simple past. Last weekend. But I only knew where the match. So knew, so there's no such word as knowed, so knew would be the only simple past. But I only knew where the match and the verb to be. The match was the day before. Yep. Easy. Okay, insert a pair of brackets in the correct place in the sentence below. So brackets could be used to explain distances or other relative info. So let's have a look. The highest mountain in Great Britain is Ben Nevis, 1,344 meters in Scotland. So again, this sentence part doesn't make sense. The only sensible thing is to put a bracket around here. And to reread it again, the highest mountain in Great Britain is Ben Nevis, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, in Scotland. And this just pretty much tells us literally how high that mountain is. So that's all. Which one prefix can be added to all three words below to make their antonyms? So we explained this word before. It's kind of an anti-word, literally, the opposite in meaning. Write the prefix in the box. Ooh. So let's consider each example. So we have secure, active, and complete. So how can we make them? What kind of prefix could we add? So the only one I could think of is when I look at complete, I think of incomplete. So that's something that isn't complete. Or insecure, that makes something secure which is no longer safe or secure. Active usually represents a good thing, someone that's energetic or healthy, whereas inactive means someone who doesn't move, sits down. So the prefix we should use is in. Okay? Oops, it should be the other way around. So in with a dash following forward, or you can just say in, that's fine as well. 41. Circle the two words that are synonyms in the passage below. So synonym means literally same meanings. So the cafe serves delicious snacks and cakes until noon. Oh my god, that was bad. Let me repeat that. The cafe serves delicious snacks and cakes until noon. After midday, okay, I already see a synonym, it's noon and midday because they're both, 12 o'clock. You can also order hot lunches, sandwiches, or soup, yeah, because I want that. And that's it, that's literally 2 words. 42. Circle the possessive pronoun. So something possessive as in belonging to somebody in the passage below. Usually pronouns are like him or her. Possessive, something that belongs to him, like his or hers. So the boy showed me around the school. He took me to the music room and pointed out which classroom was his. This is the possessive pronoun. It belongs to, which one was he? Belongs to the boy. All right, so far so good. 43. Oh. Which punctuation mark should be used in the place indicated by the arrow? Let's have a read and figure this out. So Josh was excellent at languages. He spoke French and Spanish. You would think that a comma would make sense when you take a break, but this is actually 2 different clauses, 2 different major points. So Josh was excellent at languages. Check. He spoke French and Spanish. Check. So first I wouldn't use a hyphen and 100% or full stop. I would use a semicolon because again, 2 independent clauses. Could be linked, but you're allowed to separate ideas. Okay guys, 44. So complete each sentence below over here with a word formed from the root word thought. So what this means that we need to look at words that expand the word thought. Like the one I can think of right now is thoughtful, or thoughtless, or thoughtfully, and so on. So let's see what we can get. So Lisa was a very something girl. So using one of these words, a very thoughtful girl. So very caring, thinks about what you do, always puts your action before herself. So Lisa is the kind of friend you need. The children looked something at the poster on the wall. So the children looked thoughtfully at the poster on the wall. So this again, the children actually cared about what was on the poster and definitely tried to take the time of it and appreciate it. Yeah, and I think that's okay. Let's move on to 45. If you guys got other examples, please leave in the comment below and definitely let me know what you guys think of this video so far. Okay, 45. Now, I can see this is a bit challenging. Complete the sentence below with a noun formed from the verb encourage. So just for those who don't know, to encourage is a positive action. It's something that helps somebody, for example, meet their targets or push them to reach their goals. It's a very positive indicator. You should definitely do this. It's kind of like the word motivate. Anyway, let's read sentence. My friends offered me lots of encourage something to meet my targets. So this is easy. It's just encouragement. You just add a noun, encouragement. So always definitely take the root word of it and then add the word meant, encouragement. Man, I hope I didn't. Yeah, that should be okay. Now 46, hyphens. Ooh. So for hyphens, for those who are not too sure what the hyphens are, it's kind of like a dash again. It's literally a dash. That's pretty much a hyphen. But it's more used for connecting words together. For example, like numbers or specific words that need the first word in front of it. But let's have a look. The children have been busy cooking some healthy sugar-free snacks. So this is the perfect example you might see in the store. Sugar-free. This indicates that there is definitely no sugar in that snack. And learning some well-known, again, just by doing a lot of reading, you should usually see this as well, well-known. So this indicates how known something is. Traditional songs for visitors to enjoy. Easy. 47. Rewrite the sentence below in the active form. Oof, the active form. So let's have a look what this is and we can think about it. So the vital clues were discovered by the detective. So by the active form, we're considering what the detective did instead of putting the clues up front. We're concerned about the detective. So we can say straight away, putting this in front of the sentence, we can say that the detective, what did he do? He discovered the vital clues. So this is pretty much getting to the root of the problem. And this is the active clause, or the active sentence. Okay. Almost done, guys. Almost done. 48. Whew. Let's do this. So rewrite the underlined verbs in the sentence below so that they are in the present progressive form. So the present progressive form is something that's actively happening. For example, Jim learns French at school. So currently, Jim is learning French at school. So this is actively happening right now. He plans to ski. He is planning to ski. So actually, this is quite easy. You'd expect this to be in the earlier parts. 49. Oh, so almost there, guys. Just two more. Now, let's have a look. So here we need to write a noun phrase containing at least 3 words to complete the sentence below. Okay, let's keep that in mind. So what do we have here? So something was preparing for an important athletics competition. So clearly somebody was preparing for it. As for the noun phrase, we need to pick a specific noun involved. And let's start this with the word the. So we can say the, and you can pick anything. I mean, there's loads of examples. I'm just going to say the high school sports team. Remember, it has to be 3 words or more. School sports team was preparing for an important athletics competition. Yeah, and that's really it. That's pretty much an example. You could also say a well-known athlete or a well-known sports team or a famous sports team or the amazing sports team, anything, as long as you got the noun involved. Now, let's move on to the final bit. So 50, oof, this one doesn't sound bad. Circle the adverb in the sentence below. Of all the toys in his large collection, Carl's little brother liked the cuddly rabbit best. Now, I know what you're thinking. Adverb, yep, ly. Sort of. Cuddly, unfortunately, is technically an adverb, but it's also an adjective. Why? It's because it's describing the rabbit being cuddly. However, In this scenario, best is actually the adverb, and yes, mind blown, it is. In this scenario, the reason why it's an adverb is because it's describing the verb or adjective in a pleasant sense. So for example, Carl's little brother liked the cuddly rabbit best. So he's adding to the verb or the adjective. Hence the idea. Yep. And that's it, guys. That is the end of the paper. And yeah, I hope this helps. And let me know if you guys got any more questions. Yeah, I mean, I could go ahead and do more papers if this went well for you guys. And yeah, just give me a shout. Otherwise, I shall see you next time. Ciao.